Most people trying to make money with AI are doing it backwards. They start with downloading every new AI tool, watching hours upon hours of tutorial, collecting prompts. They jump from one business idea to another. But after all of that learning, they still have no offer, no customers, and no income. The problem is not that they need another AI tool. They need a clear path. So in this video, I am going to walk you through the 5-step system you can use to build your first AI-powered income stream. The steps are discover, learn, build, launch, and systemize. And there is one important activity that runs through all those 5 steps, and that is building your audience. So by the end of this video, you should know exactly what your next move is, even if you have zero audience, no product, and very little AI experience. So let's begin. The first step is discover. This is where you choose the AI-powered income stream that fits your skills, your interest, your experience, and maybe your current situation. One common mistake a lot of people are making is choosing an opportunity simply because it's trending. You see someone making money with AI automations, so you decide to build automations. Then you see somebody selling AI generated videos, so you switch to videos. 1 week later, you hear that AI agents are the future, then you change direction again. And that is how people stay busy without building anything at all. Instead of asking, what is the hottest way to make money with AI? Ask yourself a better question. And the question is, who do I understand? And what useful result could I help them achieve? Look for the overlap between 4 things. First, a specific person. Second, a real problem. Third, a result or solution you can explain clearly. And fourth, a way to reach the people who have that problem. For example, imagine you have experience working with real estate agents. You might notice that independent agents struggle to turn property information into consistent marketing content. Instead of saying, I offer AI marketing, you could offer a listing launch pack. The agent gives you property information and you deliver a polished listing property description, 5 social media posts, 3 email blogs, and a showing day frequently asked questions. You see, that is more specific. The customer can picture what they are getting and they can understand why it might be valuable. Your background gives you an advantage here. If you are a teacher, you understand lesson planning. If you are an administrative assistant, you understand organization and recurring tasks. If you work in healthcare, hospitality, construction, finance, beauty, or retail, you already understand problems that an outsider might completely miss. So AI becomes more valuable when you combine it with knowledge of a real environment. Your audience building begins here. You do not need thousands of followers. Start by speaking with 3 people who match the audience you want to serve. Ask them questions like, what part of your work takes longer than it should? What have you already tried? What happens if this problem is not solved? And what would a genuinely useful result look like? Do not rush to pitch them. Listen to the exact words they use. Those words will eventually help you create your offer, your content, and your sales message. You do not need a massive audience to validate an idea. You just need a few honest conversations with the right people. Once you have chosen a direction, the next step is learning. But this does not mean learning everything or most things about AI. Your goal is not to become an expert in every AI tool. Your goal is to learn enough to produce one useful result. Start with the final deliverable and work backward. Suppose you want to offer a content repurposing service. Your promise is to take one 20-minute video and turn it into 5 social posts and 1 email. What do you actually need to learn? You need to know how to extract a transcript. You need to identify the strongest ideas inside it. You need to prompt your AI tool to create different content angles. You need to edit the draft so they sound like the customer. And you need a quality control process before you deliver the work. That is your learning plan. You do not need to study AI image generation, coding, advanced automation, or 20 different chatbots. Those things might become useful later, but they are not required for your current result. Use what I call the 80-20 learning loop. Define the deliverable, deconstruct the skills required, practice on realistic material, review the result, then improve on the weakest part. The last point is very important. Do not automatically practice the part you enjoy the most. Improve the part that is stopping the work from becoming customer ready. While you are learning, share what you are learning. If you discover a useful way to turn a transcript into 5 content ideas, teach that process in a short video. If you find a common mistake, create a post about it. If you produce a strong before and after example, show it. This helps you learn more deeply while allowing potential customers to discover you. The market doesn't pay you for knowing every feature inside an AI tool. It pays you for producing a useful result. The third step is build. This is where your knowledge becomes an offer. Your first offer does not need to be a complete business with 5 packages, a complicated website, and a perfect brand identity. Your first offer is a test. Its job is to make your value visible and help you learn what customers actually care about. Use the 1-1-1 rule. 1 audience, 1 problem, and 1 deliverable. For example, I help independent consultants turn 1 weekly video into 5 social posts and 1 email within 48 hours. That is much stronger than saying I help businesses with AI content. The first version tells me who it is for, what I receive, and how quickly I receive it. The second version could mean almost anything. Your first offer could be a done-for-you service, a guided working session, a digital template or prompt pack, a research brief, a workflow audit, a small automation, or a packaged set of deliverables. Keep it small enough to finish and clear enough for a stranger to understand. And remember, you are not selling an AI tool. You are selling the bridge between the customer's current problem and the result they want. AI may help you research, draft, organize, analyze, or automate, but your value also comes from your judgment, editing, quality control, communication, and understanding of the customer. While building your offer, show parts of the process. Share the problem you are solving. Show a sample. Explain a decision you made. Invite 3 people to test the first version. This is sometimes called building in public, but it does not mean sharing every private detail of your business. It simply means allowing people to see useful evidence that you are creating something for them. Your first offer is not your forever business. It is a learning vehicle designed to create proof. The fourth step is learn. This is the point where many creators get nervous. They enjoy learning and building because those activities happen privately. Launching means showing your work to another person and allowing them to say yes, no, or not yet. But a launch does not have to be a huge online event. Your first launch could be 10 personal messages, 3 conversations, 1 helpful post, and 1 direct offer. Think about 3 simple launch lanes. The first is your warm lane. These are people who already know you or people who can introduce you to someone relevant who has the problem that you have the solution for. These are groups, associations, forums, and communities where your audience already discusses the problem. Make sure you contribute before making a pitch. The third is your content lane. Create videos, posts, or emails that demonstrate your understanding of the problem and the solution. Here is an example of a simple outreach message. Hi Sam, I'm testing a small service that turns an expert video into a week of ready-to-post content. I thought of you because you publish regularly. Could I show you a one-page sample and ask 2 honest questions? There is no pressure to buy. See, that message is specific, personal, and easy to answer. It does not pretend that the offer is more established than it is. After showing the sample, ask questions like, what part of this will be more useful to you? What will stop you from trying it? How are you handling this right now? And what will make this easier to trust? Pay close attention to the objections. If people say something like, I can do this myself, you may need to show them the time saved or the difference in quality. If they say maybe later, the problem might not feel urgent. If they worry that the result will not sound like them, trust and voice may be the real barrier. Do not argue with feedback. Use it to improve the audience, offer, proof, price, or message. To be honest with you, if nobody can reject your offer, nobody can buy it either. You have to make the invitation clear enough to receive a real answer. Now the fifth and last step is systemize. Once you have produced a useful result, you want to make the process easier to repeat. But do not begin with a complicated automation. Standardize before you automate. First, document the process because you are going to need it sooner or later. What happens after someone shows interest? What information do you need from the customer? How do you create the deliverable? How do you review the work? How do you send it and how do you follow up? One of the most important things here is to not optimize what shouldn't even exist in the process. And a lot of times it means saying no to a lot of things. Next, create template. You might create an intake form, a folder structure, a prompt sequence, a quality checklist, a delivery email, and a feedback request. After the process becomes stable, you can automate simple, low-risk parts. You could automate reminders, file creation, scheduling, or movement of information between tools. But keep human review wherever accuracy, privacy, taste, emotion, fairness, or brand trust matters. A system does not have to be complicated. A checklist is a system. A reusable email is a system. A consistent folder structure is a system. The goal here is to stop solving the same preventable problem from scratch every time. Your audience also becomes part of the system. Every customer question can become a piece of content. One useful answer could become a YouTube video, 3 shorts, a newsletter, a carousel, a checklist, and an improvement to your paid offer. That is how you stop thinking like someone who only creates content and start thinking like an intellectual property creator. You are building ideas, frameworks, examples, templates, and systems that can continue creating value in different formats. Do not create more content from scratch. Create one valuable idea and give that idea more than one useful life. Now let's bring the entire blueprint together. Step 1. Discover. Choose one specific audience, one meaningful problem, and one result you can help create. Step 2. Learn. Master only the tools and the skills required to learn that result. Step 3. Build. Turn what you have learned into a small, clear offer. Step 4. Launch. Put the offer in front of real people and invite them to make a decision. Step 5. Systemize. Document what works, create reusable assets, and automate only the stable parts. And throughout every step, build your audience. This is very important. Listen while you discover. Share while you learn. Invite feedback while you build. Make offers while you launch. And nurture relationships while you systemize. You do not need to complete all 5 steps tonight. You only need to identify your current step and take the next useful action. If you want help applying this system, I created a free companion guide called the AI Income Blueprint. It includes the worksheets, scorecards, checklist, examples, and a complete 30-day implementation plan. You can get it through the link in the description below. And after walking through the blueprint, if you want more practical opportunities to explore, look out for my complete guide, 25 AI income streams for ordinary people. But before you leave this video, answer this question in the comment. Who do you want to help, and what result could AI help you deliver? Keep your answer simple. One person, one problem, and one useful result. If this video helped you, subscribe for AI strategies that ordinary people can use to create real value and new income opportunities. And I'll see you in the next video.